We humans are often so sure of our smarts. We've built cities, created science, looked deep into the ocean, and even walked on the moon. Yet, when we look at the universe, we see how little we truly get. In the grandness of space, our knowledge is just a tiny bit. We're just starting to understand how everything came to be. The universe we're in is old and always getting bigger. Science says it's around 13.8 billion years old, a number that's hard to imagine. It's still growing, stretching out everywhere. Galaxies are moving away from each other. Space itself is growing, and time keeps going forward. But we still don't know the answers to some big questions. What was there before all this growth? Why did the universe start? What started the Big Bang? These questions aren't just for science. They make us think about who we are and where we came from. Sadly, we can't just look back far enough to find the answers. We can't see everything because of the rules of physics, how light works, and the huge distances. We can't see the moment of creation, no matter how good our tools are. But that hasn't stopped scientists from trying. Instead, they've become more determined. Instead of giving up, astronomers have built better tools to see deeper into space and further back in time. The best of these is the James Webb Space Telescope, which is changing what we know about the universe. This telescope is a game-changer, a super piece of tech that took years to build. It's giving us data and pictures that are starting to show us how the universe began. It might even let us see the first moments after the Big Bang, the moments that started everything. To really understand how good this telescope is, we need to know about the Big Bang. It's the main idea about how the universe started. Basically, it says that everything started from one tiny, hot spot. From there, it started growing super fast, faster than light. This growth slowed down, letting atoms form, stars light up, galaxies appear, and life begin. But here's the tough part. We can't see the very beginning. The earliest light we can see is from about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. This light, called the cosmic microwave background or CMB, is the oldest light in the universe. It's a faint glow that's everywhere, a leftover from when the universe cooled down enough for light to travel. Scientists guessed it was there in 1948 and found it by accident in 1965. The CMB became a key thing that supports the Big Bang theory. But it still doesn't show us the first moments. It's like seeing smoke but not the fire. That's where the James Webb Space Telescope comes in. It's way different than the Hubble Space Telescope, which mostly looks at the universe in visible and ultraviolet light. Webb was made to look in infrared. This is a big deal because as the universe grows, the light from the first galaxies stretches out, turning into infrared. Only an infrared telescope can see that light. So, James Webb doesn't just look into space, it looks back in time, seeing light that has traveled over 13 billion years. It's like a time machine, letting us see the early universe and some of the first things that formed. What it has shown us is awesome. On July 12, 2022, the James Webb Space Telescope shared its first colored pictures, and they were all over the news. These weren't just cool pictures, they were full of science. We saw the clouds of the Carina Nebula, where new stars are being born. We saw the action of Stephan's quintet, a group of galaxies crashing into each other. We looked at the Deep Field Galaxy Cluster, a place with so many galaxies that it gave us a peek into the past. And that was just the start. Soon after, James Webb found what scientists think is the oldest galaxy ever seen, one that formed just 300 million years after the Big Bang. That might sound like a while, but in the universe's history, it's like the beginning. Being able to see something so far away and old is a huge deal. Webb can do this because of how it's built. It goes around the Sun, not Earth, from a spot called Ringy 2, which is about 1.5 million kilometers from us. This spot lets the telescope stay away from Earth's heat and light, which would mess with its infrared tools. Unlike Hubble, which is close to Earth, Webb's location gives it a better view of space. Its parts are just as amazing. Webb's big, gold-coated mirror is made of 18 pieces that work together to grab light from the farthest places. It also has a sun shield that keeps it safe from the sun. This makes Webb the best space telescope ever built. It can gather way more light than Hubble, showing us things that Hubble couldn't see. But Webb isn't just looking at the past. It's also changing how we understand the universe now. It's showing us new things about exoplanets, black holes, and dark matter, that stuff that makes up most of the universe. One surprise was finding 6 big galaxies that seemed to have formed just 500 to 700 million years after the Big Bang. These galaxies were bigger than they should have been, some as big as our Milky Way. We didn't think that big galaxies could have formed so early. These findings change what we thought we knew. For years, scientists thought the early universe was too messy for big galaxies to form fast. But Webb's data shows that galaxies might have formed quicker than we thought. If this is true, it could change how we see the history of the universe. Webb is also doing great things with exoplanets, planets around other stars. It looked at an exoplanet called WASP 96b and found water vapor, clouds, and chemicals in its air. These are clues that could help us find life beyond Earth. By studying exoplanet air, Webb might find signs of life, telling us we're not alone. All this shows that the James Webb Space Telescope is changing the game. With every new picture, is pushing what science thought was doable. It's showing us how things are made, how they change, and how they grow on a huge scale. So what's next? Could it see the first stars? Could it show us how the first black holes formed? Could it even give us a hint about what was before the Big Bang? We'll have to wait and see. But for sure, this is just the beginning, and the James Webb Space Telescope is taking us to a place that could change everything we know about space. This telescope is a game changer. With its amazing power, it's giving us data and images that are revealing secrets about the universe's origins. It might even get us closer to seeing the earliest moments after the Big Bang, moments that set the stage for everything today. To get what this telescope means, we need to get what it's looking at. The Big Bang is the main idea for how our universe started. It says everything, matter, energy, space, and time, began from a tiny point of intense heat. From that tiny start, the universe quickly expanded, faster than light, stretching space to huge sizes over billions of years. This expansion slowed, letting atoms form, stars shine, galaxies form, and life start. The problem is, we can't directly see the start. The earliest light we can see is from about 380,000 years after the Big Bang. This light, called the cosmic microwave background, is the oldest radiation. It's a faint glow that fills space, a leftover from when the universe cooled enough for light to travel. Predicted in 1948 and found in 1965, it's key proof for the Big Bang theory. But it doesn't show us the first moments. It's like seeing smoke, but not the fire. That's where the James Webb Space Telescope comes in. Unlike the Hubble, which sees invisible and ultraviolet light, Webb sees in infrared. This is key. As the universe expands, light from early galaxies stretches, moving into the infrared. Only an infrared telescope can see this old light. Webb doesn't just look into space. It looks back in time, seeing light that has traveled over 13 billion years. It's like a time machine showing us the early universe and the first things that formed. What it has shown us is amazing. On July 12, 2022, Webb released its first full-color images, making headlines. These were scientific breakthroughs. We saw the Carina Nebula where stars are born, the Stephan's Quintet galaxies colliding, and the Deep Field Galaxy Cluster showing a glimpse into the past. And it was only the beginning. Soon after, Webb found what might be the oldest galaxy ever seen, forming just 300 million years after the Big Bang. That's early in cosmic history. The fact we can see it is a big deal. Webb can do this because it orbits the Sun from a spot far from Earth called Ringy 2. This spot, about 1.5 million kilometers away, keeps it shielded from Earth's heat and light, which would mess with its infrared tools. Unlike Hubble, Webb's spot gives it a clearer, colder view. This gear is amazing. Webb's big, gold-coated mirror has 18 parts that capture light from far away. With a sun shield that blocks solar radiation, Webb is the most advanced space telescope ever. It can gather much more light than Hubble, showing details that Hubble couldn't see. Webb isn't just looking at the past. It's also changing how we see the universe now. It's giving us new info on exoplanets, black holes, and dark matter, the stuff that makes up most of the universe. One surprise was finding huge galaxies that formed early. These galaxies were bigger than expected, challenging what we knew. Scientists thought the early universe was too messy for big galaxies to form fast. Webb's info suggests galaxies formed quicker than we thought. If true, we may need to rethink cosmic evolution.